All right, we are back in Assetto Corsa again. This time we're at an interesting facility. It's an open-air testing facility in Selm, Germany. It's F&T LaSiSe. And as I understand it, this is a test facility to test cars, equipment, do driver education, other sorts of interesting things. There's a website dedicated to tracking the times of various cars on this track. And the thing that caught my eye, it's an alpha version of this track, but the thing that caught my eye about this is it's very much like autocross circuits, in terms of, you have a parking lot essentially, and you lay out a track on this, this structure, separated by cones or by other sorts of things, and then you drive it for times. Whether you're testing something or doing research, doesn't really matter. The concept is pretty much the same. So I thought that this was kind of interesting in terms of kind of an autocrossy type circuit, and I thought it would be super fun to sort of drive it and showcase this. This is sort of what I really feel that simulators are all about, is, and especially like Assetto Corsa, is to be able to do something that in a PC form that maybe you can't do all the time in real life. Or if you do it in real life, you can do some testing, get a feel for it, and then come into the real life facility and then see how that translates into the world. One of the things that people are all the time arguing about is whether or not simulators are real life. So here we have a facility that exists in real life, and all sorts of production cars have times here. If you look at the timesheet, it's actually kind of interesting to see how many cars have actually got recorded times. Some of them are even on the boards. You may have noticed as we came in. I decided to do something a little lower powered than what I normally drive. This is a Mazda MX-5. This is kind of a fun. I love the Mazda MX-5 a lot as a car. I think it's pretty. I enjoy watching them race. And this is actually a street version of the car. And I have tried to drive one of these. I can't actually fit very well to drive one of these in real life. It's too small for me. They are fun to drive, though. A friend that has one, or his wife had one. I don't know if they still have it or not. He occasionally would drive it, pick me up in the city and drive me home, or actually drive me to my car. And they're fun little cars. So, I don't know. I thought that this was interesting enough to showcase. You may disagree. took me a while to figure out the course. I had to actually watch the map as I drove to figure out what the course actually was, because it wasn't particularly clear when I first started trying to drive it. Again, this is an alpha, so I assume that as this progresses that they'll get a little bit more detail in terms of signage where we're supposed to go. Although the other thing that made this so interesting to me is because this is very much like, you know, the Sea of Cones sort of a layout. You have to kind of understand who laid it out and get them to tell you kind of where you're supposed to go before you try to drive it, because it isn't necessarily obvious in all cases when you lay out an autocross course like this. Let's go back here and I'll show you. When we come over here, we can actually see times. So Porsche 911 Turbo S, 51.2 seconds. A lot of Porsches at the top of the list. Makes a lot of sense. McLaren, BMW M4, GT3 RS, 53 seconds. BMW, Audi, Hyundai, Nissan. And I got some more over here. Audi R8, Nissan, Audi, BMW M2. Mitsubishi Evo 9. Some Ferraris down there towards the end. What's this one? Tesla. Oh, 964. 56.9 and a 964. That's kind of cool. Audi, Golf. What was our fastest time? Our last one was 101.607. We'd be over here somewhere. Oh no. Yeah, so it was that last is the closest, so we wouldn't even be on this board in this car. Yeah, so 101.6. BMW M3 was a 101.5, which is actually kind of interesting if we are honest with ourselves. Anyway, this was kind of an interesting just sort of experiment lark. I wanted to check it out, showcase it, because I thought it was really kind of interesting. And again, it demonstrates the flexibility of Assetto Corsa as a simulator, and being able to do some really interesting things that are tied to real world things, real world research and development on cars and vehicles and safety, that also can be translated into more accurate sims, which is very interesting. So hopefully this was interesting for you as well. And if not, like and share it anyway. And give me some comments. Let me know if you have other tracks that you like that are interesting like this, in that they are there's a relationship between the real world and the track for some specific purpose. Would love to hear more about those sorts of tracks, and share them, and maybe we'll drive them. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Mache Rennsport.